I want to show you something that most people spend their entire working lives never understanding clearly because you have been navigating with a map that no longer matches the territory. Think about what that means practically. If someone gives you a map of a city and you're an excellent navigator, but the map was printed in 1970 and the city has been completely rebuilt since then, you're lost because the map is wrong. And no amount of trying harder with the wrong map gets you where you're going. Most people who feel financially behind right now, they are just using a map that stopped being accurate decades ago and nobody told them. Now, drop in the comments and let me know, do you feel like you've worked hard all your life and you still feel further behind financially than you expected you would at this point? Yes or no? Now, I want you to go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you have not already. Now, let me take you back to when the rules most of us were given about money were actually written, because understanding when they worked and why is the only way to understand clearly why they stopped working. Now, after World War II, the United States entered one of the most unusual economic periods in modern history. The rest of the developed world had been physically destroyed by war. Europe was rebuilding from rubble. Asia was rebuilding from rubble. The United States was the only major economy that came out of the war with its industrial infrastructure completely intact and actually stronger than before. That meant American workers, your parents' generation, your grandparents' generation, were competing in a labor market where American productivity was essentially unmatched globally. Companies needed workers. Workers had leverage. Wages grew consistently. A single income could support a family, buy a house, fund a retirement, and send kids to college. It was because the economic conditions they operated in were genuinely different from what you're operating in today. And the monetary system they operated in was different too. Until 1971, the US dollar was backed by gold. Every dollar in circulation was supposed to represent a fixed amount of gold sitting in a vault. That physical constraint meant the government could not just create money endlessly. The supply of money was anchored to something real, which meant saving money was genuinely building wealth. The dollar you save today would buy approximately the same amount tomorrow and next year and 10 years from now. So saving was a rational strategy because the measuring stick was stable. In that environment, the rules made complete sense. Work hard, save consistently, stay out of debt. Trust the institutions managing your retirement. Invest in your employer's pension. Buy a home and pay it off. Those rules were written for a world where labor captured a growing share of economic value, and the currency measuring that value was anchored to something that could not be inflated away.